guys, it's me again. We are reaching the end of 2017 in a few days time, and I'm back here today to do a 2017 favorites video for you guys. While I was compiling like the list of products that I loved throughout the entire year, there were so many, so I think I'm going to cut this video into two parts. So in 2017, I really got to try a lot of products, and some of these products were also sent to me by brands for me to try out. Yep, this is not a sponsored video, so just in case you're wondering, this is really like my favorites for the entire year after having tried them, used them and loved them. So let's begin! For facial cleanser, my favorite this year will definitely be the FANCL facial washing powder. I love it because it's so mild, but it still cleanses your face very well and doesn't strip off the moisture from your face. And the best part is that I can bring it with me when I travel because I don't have to be afraid of it like leaking out of the bottle. My Muji light toning water. This is actually already my third bottle for this year itself. I think it's just $10 for this 200 ml size, and they have it in 50 ml and 500 ml as well, so just depending on what you need. Yes, and I think that for the price and how well the product works on my skin, for me, it's really like you can't beat this product. So this toner is the best for me this year. For serum this year, I actually have three favorites. First up, I have the Mamonde First Energy Essence, and this is my second bottle for the year already. I love how it is so lightweight. It doesn't leave any tacky feeling on your skin. It absorbs super quickly, and it's supposed to be like a firming boosting essence. And over a period of time after using it, I really do see a difference in my skin, and I just like how good my skin feels after using this. Then I also love my Lancome. I don't know the correct pronunciation for the brand. Lancome Advanced Genefique Sensitive Dual Concentrate Serum. This is very good, and I'm almost finishing up my bottle already. So this is not exactly the most affordable of like serums that you can get out there, but it really works very well. I've seen my sensitive skin stop flaring out as often after that, and some of the fine lines on my forehead, they also became lighter, less visible. And yeah, in terms of hydrating serums itself, my favorite this year would be the Clinique Moisture Surge Hydrating Supercharged Concentrate, and it feels very good on my skin because it is slightly cooling as well. I can totally foresee myself finishing this bottle. My favorite cream for the year is the Mamonde Hydro Floral Gel Cream, and it's so good that I literally finished it right down to the very last bit end because it just works so well on my skin that my skin was always very plump and hydrated the next day. Next up would be my favorite for facial mask, and this is actually like my favorite part of this entire video because I do mask very often, almost every alternate day. For tub mask, my favorite would be the Kiehl's Calendula and Aloe Vera Soothing Hydration Mask. And I love to use this whenever I travel or when I'm just spend the entire day out in the sun because it really cools down my skin. It also helps to provide an extra bit of hydration and moisture to my face for better product absorption after that for my other skincare products. For peeling mask, my favorite this year would be the Vichy. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly again. This is called the Vichy Double Glow Peel Mask. This is the small sample travel size that I got to try out, and yeah, I have a full size one as well, but I just like to put it inside this small tub so that I can bring it with me when I go traveling. And I really love it a lot because when I wash it off, my skin is like super bright. Like, I mean it is super bright. For sleeping mask, my favorite, and I'm sure is a lot of you guys' favorite, would be the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. And yeah, I don't think that I need to say any more about this product because this is so highly raved, and You know, it's totally worth that rave because this is my third tub already, I think. My second tub for the year, and I think in total I have already used 3 tubs or 4 tubs. Yeah, it's just so good. I have to mention some sheet masks that I really love. Oh, I have 2 here with me. The first one is the Mediheal NMF Aquaring sheet mask. This is the black label one, but I meant to feature the one in the normal range because that is already very good, but I'm just holding this here for illustration purposes. The second one that I'm using is also a sheet mask, but it is slightly different. This is the I don't know what brand is this, but those who are very into Japanese skincare products, you will know about this. This is the Mayu sheet mask. There are actually 7 sheets of mask inside this packet, and I think you are supposed to use all 7 sheets in a week. I didn't do that, so I'm not even sure whether I can still use the mask inside here. I've only used like 3 sheets, you know, but I feel a bit 浪费 to throw this away. I have to say it's really very good, so I guess this one is more of like a daily sheet mask that you can use. My favorite when it comes to liquid foundation this year would be the L'Oreal 24 Hours Infallible Long Wearing or Long Lasting Foundation in the shade Golden Beige, because it really works very well because it's very long lasting. It doesn't oxidize as much on my skin, and you know, the shade just fits me very well. And I don't feel that it's very cakey. For cushion, my favorite this year, it is the Face Shop Miracle Finish Anti-Darkening Cushion in the shade N203. It's supposed to oxidize much lesser than all the other cushions out there. In terms of that, I think it did fare quite well because I can go for shoots out in the sun, and usually within half an hour, some of the makeup, it will already oxidize to be darker than my original skin tone, and I'm already very tan to begin with. And this one works pretty well. After 2 hours or 3 hours, then it just starts to become back to my skin tone itself, so I think it's quite good. Concealer is a clear-cut winner for me. This is the Saem Cover Perfection Tip Concealer in shade number 2. I've tried different concealers, and ultimately I was still like, I think the Saem one is still the best for me. Yeah, and the best part of it is you can buy it at only 5,000 won, which is less than $7 or no, less than $8 Sing. I have to say, it's very hard for me to find another concealer that can fight the quality at this price. Yeah. In terms of eyebrows, I've also only mainly stuck to one eyebrow product for the entire year, which I think is freaking amazing. This is the Laneige Eyebrow Cushion-cara two-tone, and this is in shade 02. Yeah, it's pretty cool as well. It comes with this applicator with the brush and the spoolie at the end, and it's in the cushion form. So all I usually do is I use the darker color. I would pick it up and just fill in my brows. I would say this is more for the natural look and not so much for the thick eyebrow makeup look. Yeah. For eyeliner, my favorite this year is the Heroine Make Smooth Liquid Eyeliner, waterproof in brown. I don't think there's a shade number or whatever. It's really very good, very long lasting, doesn't smudge at all. Basically, for all my liquid eyeliners, I like it when it is the brush tip. For automatic or crayon eyeliners, this is the Kiehl Gel Presso Waterproof Pencil Eyeliner, and I'm using it in shade number 4. This is the one that I'll usually use to line my lower eyes. Next, I will go on to my bronzer and my blusher. I keep this palette with me around, and this is the Urban Decay Makeup Flushed palette, and I think this is medium. This should be medium. I don't even think that the light one will have any color on my face. So this is medium, and I personally really love this a lot because this is very easy to bring around. The bronzer goes on very naturally on my skin, but sometimes if I want that very well contoured look for heavy makeup for, you know, indoor shoots, then I would have to pile a lot more on lah. This blusher shade actually suits my skin tone very well, so yeah, this palette I love it so much. Moving on, I'm going to be featuring my favorite eyeshadow products for the year. Laneige Pure Radiant Shadow in number 10, Rosebay Garden. It's definitely one of my favorite palettes this year because all the shades inside the Rosebay Garden palette is very wearable. Very wearable. One thing is that this Laneige Rosebay Garden palette, right? This is their old formula and packaging, and they have already launched a newer packaging, and I've already compared them, and I think this shade and this shade in their new palette is slightly different because they use a new formula. But for myself, I really prefer this one, so I'm sticking with this. Because I have very dry lips, so before I put on any lipstick, I definitely have to put on lip balm. My favorite lip balm for the year would be the Shiseido Moilip lip balm that you can get from Japan. Then you can get it at Don Quijote, which is, you know, that very huge 24 hours department store. I'm not too sure if they actually sell Moilip at Don Donki in Singapore. It works super well like a medicated balm, and it really moisturizes from within, so you don't get that oily, tacky feeling on your lips after applying it on. One of my favorite lipsticks for the year is the Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet in the shade 04 Peach Club, and I use this as a base layer on my lip before layering on other shades of lipsticks for that brighter look. And I have been using this almost every single day. Sometimes I will just wear it out on its own, but I tend to look a little pale when I do that, so I would usually layer on another very sheer shade of brighter, darker color lipstick. For that, I would have two favorites, and the one is the Peri Para Paris Ink Stick with velvet finish. This is number 3. And unlike most Peri Para lipsticks that you get in that liquid tint applicator form, right, this is actually in the chapstick version, and I've actually been using this for more than a year and I love it so much. Last one would be this Mamonde Highlight Lip Tint in number 6 Pin Spot. I like this because, yeah, like its name suggests, so it provides that little glow on my lips. So I love to use this when my lips are exceptionally dry. I realized that I forgot to mention my favorite makeup removal products, like how can I, right? Because you need to remove your makeup thoroughly, is super important. I actually have two favorites, but one of it is not readily available in Singapore. So the first one is the Innisfree Blueberry Rebalancing Cleansing Water. This is from their Superfood range and you can only buy it in Korea. This is only for 8,000 won. But if you're not going to go to Korea anytime soon, you can also check out the Biore Micellar Cleansing Water Smooth and Bright Skin. I think this works pretty well as well in removing makeup thoroughly, including eye makeup, but excluding mascara if you are doing so. Yes. And with that, I have come to the end of my first part of my 2017 favorites video, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching this, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video for part 2. Bye!